Thank you very much. So without delay, the floor is to my director, Michael Hailu from CTA. He's the director of CTA since 2010. His previous assignments were mostly across the CGs, C4, Indonesia, ECRAF in Kenya, and CTA. We work in various areas. He will tell you the ones that are relevant now for this. But I invite you as well to look at our website, the material we produce, beyond the Brussels briefings, of course, because there are a series of things we do that we cannot explain all this morning. So please visit also our website and our material. Michael?
Thank you very much, Isolina. Good morning, everyone. I'd like again to thank the ACP Secretariat and the ASG, Vivano, for welcoming us here. We very much appreciate the opportunity to use the facilities and interact with the colleagues here. Of course, Leonard also for coming to our events regularly. We really appreciate. We know how busy he is, and I know he's a lot of interest in the issues, and it really helps us to interact and be up to date on the various activities we are working on. I'd like also to thank all our speakers. I know they're very busy people. They have to come a long way to join us, and looking at the topics that will be discussed, you can see that they'll be very exciting, and we'll learn a lot from these discussions. So I know my two colleagues already put quite a good overview of the challenges that we're looking at. I think the key is when you really look at Africa, Caribbean, and Pacific, agriculture still is not performing as it should be. And we expect a lot from agriculture, not in terms of just food and nutrition security, but in terms of jobs, in terms of economic growth, in terms of resilience and all that. So there are lots and lots of requirements from agriculture. That means it also will offer a lot of opportunities. If we leverage our skills, the knowledge we have, the technology we have, and really get the young people to be interested, not just in agriculture, but in the entire value chain. So I think that's what we are trying to promote in CTA. The core of our work is to see how we can facilitate next generation agriculture through mobilization of youth, through technology, especially digitalization, and creating opportunities for young people to become successful in their enterprises. So these are really the core of what we do, around youth entrepreneurship and jobs, as well as digitalization of agriculture. So these two come very much together. And of course, we also work around climate resilience, again, linking on how you can mobilize technology to help farmers to adapt to climate change. So really harnessing the power of data and new digital technologies, we believe that that could be a game changer. Up to now, it has been kind of on the sidelines, but we really want to try and promote and bring it as a mainstream so that, African agriculture could actually leapfrog using digital innovations. So we are doing quite a lot of work around this area. Leonard mentioned a few of them. And I think, as Vivian was saying, we are saying that we should use latest technology, or at least experiment with some of the upcoming innovations and see how they can help and assist African agriculture. So we have been introducing a lot of these innovations to our partners, as I say, mostly through young innovators. For example, we have a program around making drones accessible for young farmers in Africa. As you know, there is a whole issue of beyond technology. There is a whole issue of legislation. Some countries allow it, other countries don't allow it. But we have been working with governments, with private sector companies, technologies to see where it is allowed, to try and provide these services capacity in terms of training, in terms of funding, and so on. So we have a program that cuts across around 14 countries across ACP, where it's now allowed for use of unmanned aerial vehicles are allowed for civilian purposes. So we have had very successful cases where private sector entrepreneurs are providing these services, and they are actually becoming quite successful, because beyond agriculture, you can do it for forestry and other kinds of land use. We are also testing use of blockchain technology. So we have just issued a call where we are encouraging young people to experiment with blockchain technology for across the agricultural value chain. So we have a lot of interest in that area. The program that Leonard mentioned earlier is what we call Pitch AgriHack Talent Program, where we are supporting young entrepreneurs, startups across ACP to develop specific services to support agricultural innovations. So through this program, we have over 800 young people who participated. We provide them with training, coaching, seed funds, and so on. And some of them have become fairly successful in developing their own businesses, and they are reaching close to 1 million users, through the various services that they have developed. So there is quite a lot happening, and as I think Solina was saying, you'll find a lot of that information in our website, so I don't have to go through it. But one initiative that we are launching right now is really to bring together all this knowledge, experience, and opportunities around the digitalization of agriculture through a major, what we call sector-defining report that we have started working on in collaboration with one of the consulting agencies that have a lot of experience in this area, Dalberg. So we'll be developing this report in the next few months. So the idea is to look at where are the opportunities, where are the challenges, what can be done to upscale in terms of investment from governments as well as investment from the private sector, where are the opportunities for mobilizing data, big data as well, and digital innovations to transform agriculture across the ACP. So that will be major study that we're working on, and we hope to release it maybe March or April next year. And we're also planning to have a major conference around this whole digitalization for agriculture agenda. So the idea is to create a coalition of institutions and private sector and investors who will help to move this agenda forward and to really make it as a mainstream, as one of the key support mechanisms that could help to change the agricultural landscape in terms of productivity, profitability, but also giving opportunities for young people. So we'll keep you posted on these developments, and I really look forward to the discussions this morning. Thank you very much.